All right. Go ahead.
Record.
Just make sure you don't drop the phone so people don't go off. Hi, Marco, our washers at washmart.com, your neighborhood pressure washer store. We have this project finally completed after a lot of hours of work. This trailer came out of Madisonville, Texas, made by Texas Pride. It's extremely heavy duty. Since it's connected to the truck, I'm not going to show the how this works, but basically it's an electric jack and it moves up very quickly and slowly. So that's a nice little feature they have. Oh, also, under it has a lighting system. We can change the colors, change the patterns. There's lighting that's installed below the machine. Here is going to be a 3,500 PSI, 8 gallon per minute Pressure Pro Magnum. It's made by Pressure Pro. It's going to have a Honda GX690
I guess I can't hear you in the background.
with General Pump TSF 2021. We actually have a video with all the details on this machine from a couple of months back, earlier in 2022. One of the reps, Bob Gritzmacher, actually does a video on this exact machine. It's a machine that we sell quite a few of. This is going to be a Simpson generator, 7,000 running watts with a Honda GX390. It is key start. We do stock these. We do also install these. This is something that's unique that Fred built. This is a customized aluminum frame to make it to where you can have extra storage
That thing
space.
took like.
But the other thing that we have is we have
Fred
an
ended up
electric panel
spending
here.
almost 30 hours on just making that frame right there.
That right there turns on. Go ahead and get some of that pressure relieved.
Oh, look there. You got John Tornabini commenting. Oh, okay, people are starting to comment.
This right here is for the
Hey,
reverse
Ron, just fast
osmosis
forward through the machine.
deionization system.
This
These
video
are
is long, man.
supplied by Doug Apt over
a lot
at
of people
J
already seen
Racing
this video.
It's going to be you're doing a special event, Mardi Gras, something like that. You want to change something like this, so we had something custom.
Oh
made
yeah,
for that.
so
This is
here
an
we got the
actual
water-fed
water-fed
pole,
pole, also
and then on the
supplied by J
side-
Racing Steam.
I'll put a point
And
out.
this is where the connection is to the water-fed pole. So you connect the water-fed pole to this device, you would open up the valve, and then your water would come out, and then you can wash windows. You don't have to
Yeah,
have
that's
a
Ron
mobile
Musgrave
system.
snoring in the
system is on
background.
trailer. We fabricated some racks. This is going to be one of the Sirocco surface cleaners.
Hey, man, that's not funny, man.
We have one for the big guy that has the adjustable.
What is that in the
low and lower
background, man?
PSI on demand. This is a Sirocco vacuum system.
Whoever's
This is going to be the
recording
14
this.
horsepower gas-powered version. It's in the 300
Oh man, I
CF.
can only remember who recorded it. Somebody was recording it and they're breathing. That's funny.
No way. That's not somebody breathing, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't breathe. You can't breathe that.
I handed the
heavy.
camera to somebody. I can't remember. I don't
Can't
remember who I handed
remember.
it to.
Can't
Anyways,
remember who it was.
I didn't realize it was breathing in there.
Get
Oh,
that
whoop.
screen a little higher if you can, man, so that your name doesn't come right across your schnoz.
My schnoz. Okay.
Your schnoz.
Anyways,
your
I
schnoz.
just wanted to show that video. That was a unique project. We spent almost 200 hours with assembly, and the big reason being all the plumbing and all the electrical is done below the trailer. So next to every machine, we would drill a hole, put in a 1/2-inch bulkhead, and we would run the wiring or the hose through the bulkhead. And if we would use a 1-inch bulkhead, if it was bigger hose, but that's what we did. Everything is run under the trailer, so it's nice.
Here, give Jerry a plug because you really say you like the design of the vacuum that we stopped on right there.
Yeah. So what I like about the design is it's vertical. So you have the engine above the pump. A lot of companies, they like to build them like a pressure washer where it's side by side and it takes up more horizontal space. You can actually fit that in a very small profile, which is nice. Because most vacuum systems are pretty bulky. So, and Craig Harrison did not have a lot of space to spare on this trailer. So this was a perfect vacuum for this application as far as size, because he's only running one machine. Now, if you're running, 4 8-gallon-a-minute machines, you probably want to have something bigger than that. And then we would get, but for 1 8-gallon-a-minute, this is actually more than enough.
Yeah, I like that. You know what? The thing I like about Jerry's machine, you call this what do you say? This is a vertical setup.
Yeah, it's vertical.
I like it because you're right. It saves a lot of room on the footprint. You know what I mean?
Yes.
A lot of room. Technically, I don't know, man. I just think it's easy to work on too. It really is. It's easy to work on.
Yeah, his belt adjustment system is pretty unique. It's almost like a really industrial spring that tensions it. So it's not like your traditional. You got to slide it with a crowbar. It is easier to tension his belts. He has a unique belt tensioning system that does make it easier to change belts. So that's another plus on the machine is just serviceability. And you can take those aluminum diamond plate panels off and change it right there instead of having to take a whole bracket off. It's very simple. So that's another one of the neat little features on it.
Yeah, I like it.
But I didn't want the show to be all about the trailer. I just wanted to kind of kick it off with the trailer because that's been what we were going through the last
week. It's okay, man. The F9 trailer. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
and we had our first F9. The first F9 event that trailer did was at our shop.
Don't worry. We give enough $200 cookbooks away that they can listen to a little spiel about the F9 trailer, man.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows, man? Maybe I'll give a cookbook away tonight. Who knows? Yep. Man, let's just get this over with right now. Power Clean event's going on right now, guys.
Yep.
It is going on right now. Let me get my shirt. I don't think I can get it in the screen though, because it's not a baby. I don't have a baby shirt here. This is my big boy shirt. Let's see. Can you see that in there?
Yep.
Look at that. It's got all the people on there except no, we don't have the Wash Mart listed down there today, but you are giving away a skid there, right?
Yes, we're giving away 3,000 at 5.5 gallon per minute power washer that we built. That is going to be there at the giveaway. It's just a cold water unit. It is Keystart.
Just a $4,000 cold water unit. Don't worry about that.
4,000. No, Ron, don't exaggerate. It's 2,400, dude.
2,400. Just 2,400.
Yeah.
Robbie, we appreciate it, man. But you know what I want you to do is put on that shirt and take a selfie of you and in the shirt, or have somebody take a picture of you and show us the shirt. And by the way, did you get a Wash Mart shirt? I don't know which one you got. So let me know if you got a Wash Mart shirt. That's cool, because I'm sure Marco will appreciate that. David Allen, how the hell are you doing tonight, man? We appreciate you watching and coming in. Guys, if you're watching tonight, you want to get some energy going here, me and Marco, not so much full of energy tonight, it seems like. Maybe he had a long day. But if you want to see some energy tonight and some good argument and talk, ask some questions, chime in, say, hey. I mean, even if you're watching for 2 seconds or less, chime in and say, hey, what's going on, guys? We appreciate all the feedback, man. And you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm giving 5 shirts away to someone who doesn't have a shirt. 5 shirts. If you've gotten a shirt in the past, don't message me. But if you've never gotten a shirt, chime in and I'll get you a shirt right now. And who knows? It might be one of these limited edition Power Clean shirts. I mean, I've got 2 of these right here. They're the size of a tent, as you can see. But they're pretty sharp stuff. And I do have a few Marco shirts. No Energy Marco. Now they're calling you No Energy Marco. I'm sorry, Marco.
Man, I got a lot. Got way too much.
Yeah, I know. He was out doing something earlier, and we were going to talk about that. We don't really have a show lined up for you tonight, but let's talk about what Marco doesn't know about this, but I wanted to set up a bunch of wash investigators throughout the entire country. I want to get a show together where all we do is bring a compilation of, like, I don't want to say we're going to pick on one group, but we know that there are dirty fast food chains out there. We know there are dirty restaurant groups out there. We know there are dirty places out there. And I kind of not want to do a dirty dining thing and shame people, but I want to make an awareness out there that these places are filthy and they're dirty. What do you think about that idea, man?
So I didn't do that exactly today. Did you see the live video I did?
I saw it, man. I saw it and I go, he stole my idea.
I didn't actually know. All I was doing was walking and showing how many driveways are dirty. I'm in an area that is heavily saturated with contract cleaners. and I'm in a neighborhood with $250,000 to $300,000 houses, and half the driveways aren't washed. And of the driveways that were washed, the majority of those driveways were washed by the homeowner. There was maybe 6 or 7 on a 20-something minute walk. There's like 6 or 7 that you could tell were done by a professional contract cleaner. This was out of 50 houses total that I think I walked by. It's only about, out of 50 houses, maybe 7, 8 were contract. And you can tell which ones were contract cleaners, because there were ones that were post-treated. Then there were the ones where you could tell they used a 20 or a 28-inch surface cleaner. And then then there's spider webs. And I'm like, well, a person with professional equipment did this, but didn't use heat or bleach. Heat also will fix those lines, and you don't need to post-treat if you use heat.
Well, David, what about a show where we get guys on every week, and we get lots of guys with pictures, maybe 4 or 5 guys in different markets with dirty restaurant group photos, dirty videos, and we play them on this feed. And we basically, I don't want to say we expose them, we educate them. We educate the restaurant group. And then we ship that video off to the CEOs going, man, there's this guy, Ron Musgraves, that's rounding up these washers all over the country.
All of a sudden, Ryan Musgraves loses every single fast food account that he has in Phoenix.
And I wouldn't care, man.
All of a sudden, Ryan Musgraves loses every single account because his dad went out there and shamed Sonic, you know?
I mean, oh my gosh. I'm not listening to you, man. I guess this Nate, he's not one of my haters, man. He's got, how much have you had to drink tonight? Man, all I've had tonight is a little tea. I just want to tell you guys something that, you know, I do drink. Marco is sober, what, a couple, 6, 7, 8 months now? What are you?
7 months, 10 days.
7 months, 10 days. I do drink, guys, but, you know, everybody's got me at this. It's funny how everybody's got me as this raging alcoholic, man. You know
You're not?
Well, I am, but I only rage for like 1 hour every other night, maybe once every 3 nights. You know what I mean? And my drinking doesn't start.
I justified it a lot too at one time.
No, my drinking doesn't start until, you know, like 11 p.m. Oh no, there's no justifying. It's not good for you. I mean, but
no, I know. I just hearing you say that. Oh, I only drink every other day. That sounds like something that I told myself.
Oh no, I'm an alcoholic. There's no doubt about that. But I'm not this guy that I don't crawl out of bed, man, and pour myself a vodka and orange juice, man, or a Bloody Mary, you know.
Yeah. So what? So how exactly do you want to go about doing this as far as your idea? So, I mean, I know you're not shaming restaurants, but as far as putting out there.
We got to do it politic PC, right? We got to do it PC.
This is kind of like the ice machine guy on the news, right?
Well, on the news, man, they get pretty brutal.
No, I know. But, you know, do y'all have the ice machine guy in Phoenix?
Yes.
Okay, because we have the ice machine guy in Houston, and all the restaurants hate this guy because he goes through all the health reports and goes, and
black mold in their ice machine.
Slime in the ice machine. And he goes out there and has like slime, like he goes into it really big. Yeah, I was gonna say that I would not recommend doing that going that far into it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I wouldn't go that far into it, but.
No, I mean, it's got to be done. I think we want to educate these groups and the people in the groups that there's a professional contractor out there that can do this. And does anybody that owns a restaurant or is the CEO of a restaurant want a dirty restaurant? Is that even a possibility?
No.
I think that for the most part, they just don't know there's an answer, Marco. Because why? Our industry, we don't do our own education well enough, much less consumer education, right?
Yes.
So I think this should be a consumer education show on the wash industry and saying, hey, man, we got to cause a little ruckus and a little noise. We're not trying to shame you. We're trying to help you solve a problem that you have. And maybe we use the National Association's directories, right? To say, look, find the professional contractor via the national organizations. And here's the thing. Ron's not UAMCC. Ron's not PWNA. Ron's not CETA, IWCA, ICA. Ron is all of those, okay? Because those are all national nonprofit organizations in our industry. They are all our brothers. So I would not want to make it about one organization. You know what I mean? Right?
No, I get it.
Yeah. It needs to be about the real professionals in the industry, right? That's what we need to promote. That's where we screwed up. That's where we've let Angie's List and Home Advice and all these companies run our industry.
Yes, they have, and it sucks. I realized that because I actually used Home Advisor whenever I was new, and I found out real quick that it didn't settle very well with me. It's a platform that really shouldn't be used for contract cleaners. The idea is cute, but it really doesn't work well for the residential cleaning market. It does not work well. Not for a business that wants to have higher profit margins. And the amount of time that you have to waste whenever you're trying to contest bogus leads, waste so much time. You would have made more money, not even have to waste your time trying to get $22 back from a lead that went to a fax machine. And that's what really frustrated me whenever I used it. It's like, 2 out of 5 leads weren't even right. It would go to a disconnected number. And so I eventually just discontinued using it. And then I found out whenever you're on Home Advisor, you're actually competing against your own SEO.
How do you like that one?
I know. It's like, man, you're paying money for somebody to bump you down on your own website. Because your Home Advisor website will outrank your website. And I was like, that's not good.
That's not good. No, that's not good at all. That's not good at all. Well, I tell you what, I guess I gotta get us some more viewers, man. I guess I gotta send this thing out a blast here, Marco, because we only have a couple of viewers tonight. I guess what are we competing with tonight?
I'm not sure. I didn't even see if anybody else had a live video. We do ours every other Wednesday at 7. I like to go over.
I think Wednesday night this time is a beautiful, perfect time. I really do. I think it's a great time. I think though that we've gotta. I think this idea, man, people want that sensationalism too, and I think to a certain extent that could potentially get that sensationalism. What if we literally had 50 guys in 50 different cities and you had a restaurant group that you were showing consistently everywhere, because the health department numbers it, right? A, B, C, D, right? And then you just fail. So what if you had some way you could,
like a score sheet?
Like a report card, right? Yeah, like a
score
sheet. Card.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a report card. Am I fantasizing, or could this be done?
It could be done. You just have to have the right people in place, and there would have to be a system. That's really it. You just have to have the right people. You have to have people. You have to have people that are extremely genuine, that aren't going to fudge anything. You're going to want somebody that's actually going to give you accurate data.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to get sued, right? I mean, you got to have. You're talking about showing somebody's business potentially not in the best light, right?
Yes. And so you have to make sure whoever's giving the information, it's extremely valid. And I don't know, that's the only thing, is making sure that the information is valid. Validity is extremely important whenever you're doing something where it's possibly going to shame someone's business. That's something on the liability side. Yes. Not just the liability side, but it's just, you need to make sure that things are being done right, because there might be guys that are just going to say whatever they can to get this restaurant pressure, even if the restaurant's not actually as dirty as it's being made out to be.
Yeah. I mean, you want a little, we want the sensationalism.
I would recommend No, well, Ron, I'd recommend actually having it to where on the people actually get good report cards. So whenever there's where the restaurants have an incentive to want to have a good passing grade. That's the thing is if you can make it to where a restaurant has an incentive to get that passing grade, then I'd say it's something that would be, because if it's just for shaming, I think it's not the best idea in the world because it's going to piss a lot of people off.
Okay. So how about if we also award good restaurants for clean places or good places for clean places? What about that?
How would you go about doing that?
If there's a restaurant group out there and the report card scores high, they get an award for National Cleaning Expo for being a clean restaurant group.
Oh, and they get a good backlink, which is great for their SEO and for their GMB.
Absolutely.
I got you. Okay, I got you. So they get the opportunity to be mentioned. That makes sense. I like that. And then maybe like at the end of a year, each city that has a little deal has some sort of
and not even just National Cleaning Expo, but the association could come up with an award at the conventions annually and say, hey, we're rewarding these groups because overall we found out that they're using our experts and they're keeping their places clean and they have an overall importance for cleanliness.
Yeah, and to make sure that people are being trained to do them right instead of throwing sodium hydroxide waste and channeling it into the grease traps like I've heard of people doing, which that will make them extremely angry. Do you know that people have done that?
Marco's office is in a local storage facility. Who is this Nate guy? I'm an alcoholic. You live in a storage facility. I mean, who is this guy, man? We got a heckler out there, man. He can't help himself, Marco. Do you know the guy?
No idea.
I have no idea who he is either, man. I guess maybe he's our sensational thing for the show tonight.
Hey, we got a person that's entertaining, and it's definitely not you or me. Great.
Maybe we have him on the show, man. We'll have him come up on the show. Holy cow, man! I got a bunch. I got a bunch of subscribers, man. That's crazy.
From the show.
By the way, he also says you are working with 90s technology.
Oh, that's because you're telling me I didn't have that circular light. Oh man, whenever people really get to know me, they'll totally get it.
He said I'm cute, so I guess that's okay. Maybe it's Amber. Maybe she's pissed off at us or something.
Oh man, you're funny.
Anyways, man, the grease and foot traffic starts with the kitchen. You know, David, let's talk about this because a lot of people don't know what that black spot is in front of a doorway. And I'll help you guys out when you get a property manager that calls about a Subway or a pizza place or a Chinese restaurant, and they claim that no one's cleaned the doorway for months, okay? But you're on a 15-day or 30-day service in the shopping center. But we know after you do the doorways in the shopping center, a couple of days later, the Chinese doorway is black again, just 2 or 3 days later. The way to simply tell the property manager that this is not her problem is to say, look at both suites on either side of them. They were cleaned at the same time. They don't have a black doorway. Okay. So therefore the dirt is coming from where, Marco?
It's coming from the foot traffic that's going in and out of the restaurant.
It's coming from the inside out, not the outside in or the shoe store.
I didn't think about that.
Or the shoe store, or the shoe store would have dirty marks coming in because they even have more foot traffic, period, than the Chinese place, right? Yeah. I mean, they're gonna have more foot traffic. A shoe store is gonna have way more foot traffic than a Chinese restaurant. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's an easy way to explain it to them so that they understand that you're not gonna fix that problem unless you fix the tenant's problem inside the store.
Man, I just learned something new. I did not realize on the front doors. That's why I never connected that in my head. That grease was from coming from inside.
That's why I did it, and I gave you a way to explain it to people because
hey,
that's
Bruce,
all the property manager's got to do is go out to the shopping center and go, yeah, Ron's right. The only place that's got a black doorway is the Chinese place. Why don't the other ones have? If Ron hasn't been here, why are the other ones not black?
Yeah.
You know,
for the
period.
yeah. I mean, so whenever I do a shopping center, I always do so you know how a shoe place, I don't do a before and after usually in front of it, but all the restaurant segments in those shopping centers, I always do a before because they always have the most gum and the Blackfoot traffic. So I always have before and afters where the restaurants are. You know, if you're going by a clothing store or Sally's Beauty Supply, I don't do the before and afters there because the concrete never really gets dirty, so I don't really have anything to take a picture of. It's always the restaurants whenever there's a restaurant, helps me because it shows the property manager, hey, we did clean it. Because whenever you have a completely clean concrete and you send them after pictures and it's just completely clean, they're like, what did you do? I'm like, well, we re-cleaned it, so it doesn't really get a chance to get dirty. But whenever there's a restaurant, it's very easy to send that before and after. That's the reason why I like it when they do have a restaurant.
Now, this guy goes, who didn't know that?
I did not know that. I never connected that.
I didn't know his mistake. It's very obvious that the dirt's coming from the inside, but I gave you a tool that you could have somebody easily understand it because all they got to do is go out and look at all their other doorways that are clean, okay? And then it becomes very obvious. People, I'm going to tell you right now, they don't get it. As obvious as you might think it is, the person that doesn't do the cleaning doesn't really understand it sometimes.
Yep.
David Allen, we're great. Bruce, we're great. Bruce has said, how the heck are we? We're awesome. Big Froggy Pimping wants to pay us. I don't know if he was being sarcastic or for real, but
Big Froggy Pimping.
I don't know what these guys come up with these days, man. All I have to say is Nate and Big Froggy, make sure you follow my channel. I want you guys on every week just so we can get a good chuckle out of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Does the PWNA show start tonight or tomorrow?
It started today with some of the advanced paid stuff. I think I believe that Carlos did his gas station training today, and there was some other shows and whatnot that other classes. Tomorrow, some more of their inner squad stuff with Trudy's going to do her paint thing. John's doing his garage cleaning, and then officially the expo starts from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. or 1 p.m. to 6 or 5 p.m. on Friday, and then 1 p.m. to 5 or 6 p.m. on Saturday. And in the morning blocks, they have all of their classes going on. I believe, I don't want to say that they stole that from me, but that's kind of how I was doing my conventions before they started doing them that way, because we don't open the expo area until after lunch. I know the bigger conventions, I don't know if you remember that or not, but the only thing we used to do that was different, Marco, is we would run them till 8 p.m. the first day, and then we would come back in the morning the next day, open at 7 a.m., and we would be done by noon. And then that way everybody could get on out and get on their jet and get out of there. Because the second day of a convention, how many times you been there? You're standing around in the afternoon, and who's there? Nobody.
Yeah.
And lots of people will pay the $1,000 and roll up their booth and go home.
Yep.
How you doing, Gary? We got a Gary Babcock. He's from what would that be? Why am I not getting that? NW. I'm going through every state in my head, man.
I'm thinking of NW. I was like, man, hold on.
Why is that so?
Wait, hold on. What? Maybe he meant to hit the H and he meant to put New Hampshire for NH, maybe?
I guess, man.
I mean, I'm looking at the Y and the H. They're right next to each other.
I'm looking at NW. Okay, man, he's from NW. I don't know NW, but hey.
Oh, from the Northwest. From the Northwest.
Oh, Northwest. Okay.
From the Northwest.
He just wanted to clarify he was just up from the Northwest. Okay.
Gotcha.
There we go. We got a reality. There it is.
Yeah. So on that walk I did, I noticed that about half the driveways weren't done. Now, what would your opinion be on me going out to that neighborhood and trying to sell every one of those dirty driveways and see the percentage of them that are just really cheap or the percentage of them that just thought didn't even think about getting it done? So I was wondering, walking through that neighborhood, it's like, what if I
Hold
go
on,
door
man.
to door?
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
No, I gotta tell you something. Dirty places don't sell. That's just how I feel. I feel that if you walked up and you knocked on the door of the places that you knew were cleaned by professional contractors, you got a shot at doing a $450 hour and a half wash like that.
Okay. So that's the ones I want to go for.
But if you walk up to the dirty ones, I say they're not going to clean. They're not even going to open the door for you.
So I've actually gotten jobs where the places are really dirty whenever I knocked on the door. I've actually had good luck with that in the past, even though I hate residential door to door. And after my first year, I realized residential is a waste of time, but I still enjoy doing it. It's fun getting to talk to the people, finding out where they work so I can find out how to clean where they work. It's a commercial property wherever it is they work. But the only thing I liked about residential was being able to like talk to the homeowner and get to chit chat. And then you find out about what they do, because after you clean and they're like happy, man, this looks so nice. Like, man, what kind of work do you do? Oh, I work at so-and-so. And then you can just go into a whole nother conversation. If I don't have any other cleaning appointments that day, I love digging and getting information, absorbing, learning. And sometimes, what do you do for them? Oh, really? And then sometimes I'll even add my customers on LinkedIn whenever they work somewhere where I've been really trying to get their business. And and now that they're my customer on the residential side, they'll accept my friend's request on LinkedIn. So I've done that many times where I've cleaned somebody's house and then they became like a professional connection on LinkedIn. By the way, Amber's been running MailChimp, and is 25% opening rate pretty good for email or bad?
That's good.
Okay, because she said we're getting around 20. It was either 24 or 26. It was somewhere around 25%. She's like, yeah, I'm not happy with these numbers. And I'm like, I feel like that's really high. So I had to ask you, because you told me email was dead. And whenever we're seeing.
Yeah, it's like an average of 8%. If they say you're like a genius if you're getting in the teens. Like if you get anywhere in like the high teens, you're like a genius. So she's like a master if your 25% opening rate keeps working. Wow.
Okay, so that's high. All right,
I hate to tell you this. You probably got to give her a raise if it stays open that big. Wow.
Amber, are you watching this video?
You know what?
Right
Maybe
now?
I should have her do my emails. Maybe
you're not allowed.
Maybe I suck at writing emails.
Yeah, so we had some up to 30%. Yeah, she's been getting a lot of email openings. We should probably, you know what, that'd be a good idea is for us to, because if you're getting almost 30%, that sounds to me really high.
Yeah, but something you got to think about, Marco, what's going to be the average? Like she just started the campaigning, right? Yeah. So if you overdo it, what's going to happen? The boy who cried wolf, they're going to stop opening the emails, right?
Yeah,
so it's going to go down. Here's where she has to get creative. I hate those political emails. Yeah. I don't open anything up but them damn political emails. We should steal their taglines that they use to get you to open those damn things up, because they get me all the time, man. You know what I mean? They get me all the time. All the time.
Just had an idea. Biden didn't win. Here's why. Or put that as the title, and they'll make everybody
Absolutely,
just click.
Man. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about your windows.
Yeah, vote 2024, right?
Learn about early voting.
You'll get either party to open that way, right? It's all got to be like the buy thing, because you got to have maybe something that both parties are going to open for, right?
Okay.
Maybe you Maybe you put in there Putin needs.
Ron, post that. The abandoned cart went up to 40% when we changed the title to Call Amber and put the phone number.
Did you not know that?
No. Amber's been doing the marketing. I'm not an email marketer. I'm not going to pretend I'm good at emails. I'm not an email guru, okay? But apparently Amber's pretty damn good at emails. I'm not an email guy. I hate checking my email.
There's one that said Dust to Glory. They'd open up that one we were talking about with the political comments.
I'd open that. I'd open that. Okay.
All right, Marco. Hey, are we going to take some action on this thing?
So
I'll tell you what. I'll find a dirty place. You find a dirty place, and we'll showcase it not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. And we'll get video of it. We'll do a YouTube video of it. And we'll do a couple things. Why the town's too small? You don't want me to run out?
Not too small.
You don't want me to run out on a rail?
No, I'll do it. All
right, let's come up with 10 photos. We don't know right now. We don't have any systems, so just 10 photos of something. I'm going to intentionally look for a dirty place, and I'll look for a clean place. So we'll do one clean and one dirty. I'm not going to tell you the group I'm going to do. You don't tell me the group you're going to do. We'll just pick them randomly.
Okay. We want to do a chain, though, right? Like a big chain, not a mom and pop.
Oh, I'm not going after no mom and pop.
Yeah, I was just.
You know how you have to go after a mom and pop? Show them the video you made about the chain. That's what you need to do. Hey, you don't want to wind up.
Hey, and send them an email saying call Amber 972-922-0404.
No.
They will watch the video.
The mom and pop, you send them dirty dining ice machine guy.
The dirty ice machine guy, the dirty dumpster pad guy.
You know, the problem is finding dirty dumpster pads. Nobody cares.
Man, Ron, I'm not going to lie. I got a really strong sense of smell. And there are some places where I'll park in the parking lot and I can smell the dumpster pad before I get into the restaurant. And it does ruin my appetite. I mean, I can smell dumpster pads whenever, they have them on the side of the building instead of at the rear of the building where the dumpster pad is where the drive-through is, and you're driving right by the trash can, you're rolling your window down, and then you smell the garbage can because it's the speaker's right in front of the dumpster pad. You can't tell me you've never seen restaurants like that.
No, I've smelled those things from long ways.
So I do think there's value in having those washed, especially whenever 70% of fast food orders are in the drive-through. That means 70% of their customers are smelling that nasty dumpster.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the kind of stuff that I think would be a good reason to raise the attention. Because there are restaurants where you go through the drive-thru and your window's down. You're like, man, I can't wait to roll this window up because it smells like sour milk outside, and it's the dumpster pad. So that's
even what's more brutal.
Yeah.
Do you sell Cleanso Cleaner Man or not?
Yeah, we have like a pallet of it in stock. We sell it in 5-gallon pails. We have a ton of it.
All right. Well, I got Greg Tatum coming on next.
Okay. Yeah, we have plenty of it in stock. I think it's called Greenox now. It was called Cleanso, and now it's called Greenox. I kind of get why they did it, but it's called Greenox now, but it does the same thing. So, yes, Jack in the Boxes are always bad. Yes, they are. Man, Jack in the Box.
Did you just call out Jack in the Box?
Man, Jack in the Box. Yeah, somebody called it out.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'll tell you a little bit of secret then. One of my clean places was going to be a Jack in the Box.
So okay, I get it. So Arizona, Jack in the Boxes may be way cleaner when in Houston, they're just all dirty.
No, I'm going to tell you something. We have In-N-Outs and Whataburgers and Chick-fil-A, in my opinion, because I don't want to get sued, I think they're on the upper tier of cleanliness consistency. Would you argue that?
Yes, absolutely.
You would?
Yes. No, I would not argue that. I agree.
Okay. So Jack in the Box is one of the strangest things because They're either up here or down here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Okay.
they have no consistency. And I was just going to tell you this. I was going to shoot a video of one that's spotless and one that's horrendous. Okay. Horrendous. And why is that? Because their systems of what they're doing internally, I know they're concerned with it. Food Maker owns them. Okay. And they just bought Del Taco. Did you know that?
Really?
They bought Del Taco. Food Maker bought Del Taco. Del Taco is no longer owned by Del Taco. It's owned by Food Maker, who owns Jack in the Box. The largest investment group, capital investment group in the world. Who did they just buy? It's your Texas Burger Company. They bought it. You know that, right?
I know. I hate that happening.
Marco, do you know how many units they built here?
No.
I bet you they've built 45 units in the last 2 years. 45. I mean, they're going after it.
Did you know I worked at Whataburger whenever I was in high school?
You know that they said that they're going to become the largest fast food group on the planet, right? That's their goal. That was their goal. With that,
people are commenting right now. Hey, you know what? Everybody that's watching this, because I'm hearing this. Colorado, Jack in the Box, clean. Houston, somebody can put in Houston for me. Jack in the Box as a whole, not been clean. But in your cities, like, are the Jack... I'm actually curious to see what people will comment, because some people are saying... I'm seeing more people that Jack in the Box is clean. That's...
No, it's in my opinion, it's the cleanest and the dirtiest franchise, and there's no consistency across the board. Now, I can tell you this right now. Sonic is consistently
the dirtiest. I know.
Consistently.
I know.
Yeah. Consistently. Nice. And then there are a couple other chicken joints that I don't want to mention.
William Peterson, I'm in League City. He said League City dirty. That's specifically the area I'm talking about. All of ours in League City are dirty.
League City dirty. Yeah, that's it, man.
McDonald's. Well, hey, not always McDonald's. No, McDonald's, some of them actually really do care about their appearance. Some of them are actually really clean. McDonald's are hit or miss. I've definitely seen some clean McDonald's. Really clean ones. In fact, they even rent power washers, hot water units.
But before you were born, McDonald's was Chick-fil-A. It really was. It was. If you go back and look at the YouTube videos of their commercials, what are their commercials about? A guy in a white suit and a mop, and what's he doing? Cleaning. Not flipping burgers. The guy's cleaning. He's wiping stuff down. And it really was, I'll tell you what it was. When I was a little kid, it was a place Dad could get a good cup of coffee and Mom could get a what? A clean restroom.
Oh, yeah.
And that was it. And we would stop. And what would we get? A toy in our Happy Meal. I mean, they had a combination there that was wild as far as being the giant of fast food. Marco, I want to give a tip in closing.
Okay.
This is a tip for getting paid, and I need to have you guys understand this. I get guys that call me all the time, and they say, Ron, we can't get paid. They said 30 days. It's been 90 days. And then I ask simple questions like this. What did you wash? And they go, well, it was a McDonald's. And I said, let me ask you a question. Did you include your vendor number, the unit number of the McDonald's on the thing? Did you list the corporate headquarters mailing the bill to them and the address that the service was provided directly to the right? And they go, no, I just sent it to this McDonald's. They have 140,000 stores. You have to provide this information in order to get paid, guys, in any commercial work order. There's a responsible party to pay the bill on the left. There's a property address that you did the service. You need a vendor number and a unit number or an identifying legal property name in order to get paid, guys. That's a huge tip. Some guys are going to go, well, that's really obvious. Well, if it's so damn obvious, why do I get 10 people calling me every month, Ron, I can't get paid? Okay. So I thought I'd give you guys that tip. I'd enlighten you that, you know, oh yeah, you get the
Ron,
aha moment and go.
here's the reason why though, Ron, because with Chick-fil-A, you invoice the operator and it goes to that location. And I think that's where people get confused because my Chick-fil-A branches, except for the one owned by so the one with Landry's, I do that way because Chick-fil-A is they do have a Landry's owns one Chick-fil-A. I have to send that one corporate, but the remainder.
But Marco, even if you send it to the unit, right? If you send it to the unit, the responsible billing party's on the left. The place you did the service is on the right. That's it.
Yeah.
That way, if it winds up at corporate, they still have an ID on where the work was serviced.
I get that. I know why some guys would send them the stores because if they did Chick-fil-A's in the past, they know that they send the invoice to the operator. And
they're owner operators, and they usually take care of their accounting, and very few are actually owned by corporate. Very few, right? Yeah. We have maybe 3 in this entire valley out of 35 or 40 that are owned by corporate. But man, and they're paying like $450 to $525 a week now, Marco. Just so you know. Yes, a week.
Not
Is that
here.
Crazy?
Not here.
That's a lot of chicken sandwiches, man, isn't it?
Yeah, not here.
I'm wondering how they're going to keep it up, man. I'm wondering how they're going to keep it up.
Yep. All right, Ron. Well, that's going to cut it out. I'm done for the day, man. I'm done.
You're beat.
I'm done.
All right, man. Thanks for coming in. I'm gonna give these guys a little speak. I'm gonna leave you here, but I'm gonna. This is it. Closing, guys. Right down here below, National Cleaning Expo, guys. You can register for the February WashMart event. You can register for all the free events at nationalcleaningexpo.com. It's coming down right across the bottom there. We are planning on blowing Houston up this year. Marco is going big. We rented a big place last year. We're going to be in the same place, only we're renting more space and more room because we plan on blowing the show up even more. And we're going to have some more advanced training. I'm not going to let Marco talk any further because I know now he wants to talk more, but he really wants to go to bed. So I'm going to let him go to bed, and we'll follow up at a next show at the very first of the show, talking about some of the ideas that we have planned for Houston,
Ron,
guys.
Don't forget to give away the cookbook.
No, I'm going to give away the cookbook, guys, on another show. We're going to give away the cookbook 2 weeks from now. We'll give it to you, give it away right at the very beginning of the show. But do me a favor, guys, share and like this video, and you'll have an opportunity when me and Marco come back with Dirty Places. Right? You know what, Marco? That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it Dirty Places. Or should we call it Finding Clean Places, but we really find dirty places? What do you think? Trying to find clean places?
That's way too much.
Finding clean places.
There you go.
Finding clean places.
But it needs to sound better.
Marco's promised to do 2. Well, we're going to find clean places, but we're also going to find what? Dirty ones also. There you go. Guys, National Cleaning Expo, February 8th, 9th, and 10th. WashMart event. Get to it, guys. Looking forward to seeing you. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute.